The shuttle hissed as it entered orbit around Gliese-667 Cc, the alien planet the Earth Scientific Consortium had been observing for nearly a decade. Lieutenant Vance felt the subtle vibrations of the engine thrumming through the cabin, a sensation she had learned to ignore over countless missions outside. The world sprawled in jagged, violet-hued mountains and oceans of molten teal. It was beautiful, otherworldly, and lethal. Professor Elias Thorne, seated across from her in the cramped observation module, did not share her awe. His fingers drummed nervously against the console, his face, pale and taut with anticipation, betrayed the weight of knowledge he had carried for decades, knowledge he had never revealed publicly. Kara had flown halfway across the galaxy, risking everything, to hear him explain it firsthand. "Do you know what this means?" Thorne asked, his voice low, almost trembling. His eyes, hidden behind thick spectacles, were fixed on the planet below. "I know you've been hiding something, Professor," Kara replied, adjusting her harness. "The consortium didn't fund this mission for sightseeing." Thorne exhaled, his gaze finally meeting hers. "You may not understand yet, you will once we descend. But I need to warn you, no known species can survive here under normal conditions." Kara arched an eyebrow, trying to hide her unease. "I don't think I understand. I'm not wearing a hazard suit for fun." Thorne's lips tightened. "It's gravity. 1G gravity. Exactly like Earth's. On Gliese-667 Cc, the surface pressure is deceptively similar. The atmosphere is breathable for humans if only briefly, but the gravity," he swallowed hard, "no known species can endure it for more than a few seconds. Their skeletal and muscular structures would collapse, their circulatory systems would fail, even insects would be flattened. That's why I said no species survives 1G here." Kara blinked, then laughed nervously. "I think I misheard. You're saying that humans, one of Earth's species, can't survive this? Then how? Why am I not crushed sitting here?" Thorne's eyes darkened, shadows of guilt crossing his face. "Exactly, that's the anomaly. That's what I've spent my career studying. You shouldn't be here. Not physically, and yet you are, somehow." The shuttle rumbled as it descended through the thick, violet clouds. Kara gripped the armrests as the pull of the planet tugged at her body. Despite her rigorous training, she felt a strange weight pressing on her chest, like 1,000 invisible hands. "Report your vitals," Thorne commanded, voice steadyng. Kara tapped the panel on her suit. "Heart rate, 120 BPM, blood pressure, slightly elevated, respiratory rate, normal, nothing catastrophic, just heavy." "Heavy is an understatement," Thorne muttered. "Even the strongest humans should be experiencing severe crush trauma by now. Bones should fracture, organs should compress. You shouldn't be walking, you shouldn't even exist here." Kara swallowed hard, a creeping sense of dread curling in her stomach. "Professor, what is this? Are you saying I'm different?" Thorne hesitated, then nodded. "Yes, different in ways we cannot yet quantify. Somehow your cellular structure adapts, compensates for forces that would annihilate anything else. We've never documented a species that can survive this, and yet here you are, a walking paradox." The shuttle's landing gear screeched against the jagged surface. Gliese-667 Cc's ground was oddly smooth for such a mountainous terrain, a sprawling plain of metallic blue stones. The sky glowed with a faint green luminescence, the result of rare gas particles in the atmosphere reflecting the distant sun. Kara exhaled, tension coiling through her muscles. "I'm not going to lie, this feels like walking in a vice." She tested a step, and the resistance was immediate, crushing her legs, bending her spine ever so slightly. Pain flickered across her consciousness, but it didn't break her. Thorne watched her with a mixture of fascination and fear. "It's working, somehow. Your body is compensating for gravity that should be fatal, but the question is for how long and at what cost?" They began walking toward a crystalline structure in the distance, the so-called research dome, built by an ancient alien civilization thousands of years before humans had even discovered the concept of space travel. The dome shimmered with refracted light, like liquid glass frozen mid-flow. Kara marveled at it, but the strain in her muscles reminded her that admiration could wait. Inside the dome, Thorne guided her to a chamber filled with holographic displays, maps, and skeletal reconstructions of extinct alien species. Bones twisted unnaturally, limbs warped, ribs crushed inward as if the skeletons had been subjected to impossible pressure. These are the remains of the last expeditionary species, Thorne said. Voice reverent, they were humanoid, sentient. Like you, they landed here, ignored the gravity warning, and within minutes they were obliterated. No survivors. Kara stepped closer, peering at the fractured skeletons. I see, but I'm okay. Somehow, Thorne's fingers traced a skeletal hand on the holographic display. We've run simulations. Even genetically enhanced. Humans shouldn't survive here more than a few seconds without instant trauma. Your survival defies every law of biology, physics, and evolution we understand. Either you are the first of a new adaptive species, or something else is compensating for you. Something else? Kara asked, unease rising. Thorne nodded, a shadow of dread in his eyes. We don't know, but the aliens left mechanisms. Here apparatuses, structures, strange energy conduits. Perhaps your survival is linked to them. Perhaps the planet itself is aware. The thought sent a shiver down Kara's spine. The planet aware, call it a hypothesis, Thorne said, but consider this. Every species that attempted settlement failed. The ruins suggest no signs of combat, no predators, no disease, only gravity, and yet, you, human, remain intact. The question is why. They approached a console that pulsed with soft light, connected to crystalline towers that hummed faintly. Thorne's hands danced over the controls, unlocking doors, activating ancient systems. What are we activating? Kara asked. Cautious. Thorne hesitated. A gravity stabilizer, if I'm right. It will reveal the reason for your anomaly, perhaps even explain the paradox of your survival. The ground beneath them quivered as the system powered up. Light surged through the crystalline towers, connecting in beams of pulsing energy. Kara felt the pressure around her lessen slightly, but it was still present, a constant reminder of forces she should not withstand, and then a voice, not mechanical, not human. A resonance that seemed to vibrate through her bones. Why? Do you persist? Kara froze. Who? What is that? Thorne's eyes widened. I've never heard it speak. This may be the consciousness of the planet, or the remnant of the alien civilization that built these structures. Speak to it carefully. Kara took a step forward, trembling. I survive because I want to, because I adapt. My body compensates for the pressure. I'm a human. The voice hummed, almost amused. Human, fragile, yet persistent, intriguing. Kara's mind raced. Do you protect me? Is that why I'm alive? Not protection, observation, selection. You are different, an experiment within an experiment. Thorne swallowed hard. You hear that? The planet, or the consciousness, sees you as an anomaly, a subject. Kara's legs shook. But a strange clarity filled her mind. Then, if I understand, I am not merely surviving by chance. I am chosen, perhaps surviving defiantly. The laws of gravity are not broken, human. They are bent, adapted. You are the result. For the first time, Kara felt something akin to understanding, a thread connecting her defiance to the planet's scrutiny. She flexed her fingers, feeling muscles strain against forces that should have shattered them. She smiled faintly. Then, I will survive, not because you allow it, but because I must. The light in the dome intensified, coiling around her like a living organism. Pain and pressure surged through her body, testing her limits, yet she remained standing, breathing, defiant. Thorne stepped back, and fear etched across his face. It's remarkable. I don't know how to quantify this. She is rewriting biology before our eyes. Hours passed, or perhaps days. The perception of time twisted under the planet's influence. Kara moved, explored, tested her limits. Each step was a challenge, yet she found a rhythm. The planet's consciousness seemed to respond, adjusting, observing, nudging her further. And then, silence. The energy beams dimmed, the voice faded, the gravity returned intense, crushing, as if the planet had decided to test her one final time. Kara fell to her knees, every muscle screaming, every bone weighted, and then she rose. Professor, she gasped. I'm still here. Thorne approached cautiously. I don't believe it. You defied the impossible. You survived where every other species perished. Kara looked out over the alien plains, violet mountains in the distance. I did not survive because the planet wanted me to. I survived because I had to, because humans adapt, because we endure. Thorne nodded, eyes wide. Then this. This changes everything. Humanity may not only survive the stars, it may transcend them. If even one human can endure forces that annihilate every other species, then the potential. The potential, Karis smiled faintly, exhaustion mingled with triumph. The potential is ours to discover, and perhaps it always was. The professor, for the first time in decades, allowed himself a rare smile. The impossible had been witnessed, the paradox solved, yet questions remained outside. Gliese-667 Cc stretched vast and alien, a crucible that had tested humanity's resilience, and Vance, human defiant, indomitable, stood ready to face whatever the universe would throw at her next. Because on a planet where no species survives 1G gravity, she did.